screen real quick, and we'd also get to know each other. But thank you all for being here. It is such a great pleasure to be here with you all today, and I hope your day has been, going as planned. Now, my name is Omomi Victoria Samson. I will still do a proper introduction of myself as we proceed, but I would like to get to know you, okay? So please type in the chat where you're joining me from. Where are you joining me from? Type it in the chat, all right? So I think my screen is coming up right now. So while my screen is coming up, right, while we're gearing for the session tonight, please introduce yourselves in the chat. So just use the chat. Tell me about yourself, where you're joining from. Or please let me rephrase, not about yourself like biography. Just tell me where you're joining from and the tech career path that you're trying to get a job in the US. So you can say Manchester. Oh, okay. And you're most likely joining from US or Canada, right? So you can say Alberta, data science, right? So that means you're joining from Alberta and you're trying to get a job in data science. So please type in the chat where you're joining from and what career path you're trying to get a job in. So use the chat. I have my eyes. Let me be sure that we're all here and we're excited to be here. And it's not just me that is excited to be hosting this session. Okay, so please use the chat. Let me know where you're joining from before I do the introduction from my own end. Okay, so please, I have my eyes with John, Adebayo. We're quite a number on this call. Are we exhausted? Are we tired? So please just use the chat and type. Rachel, also type in the chat where you're joining from and what tech career path you're trying to get a job in. Give me that exciting energy. Let me know that, okay, my people are here and they're excited to be here with me. Let me pin myself on the screen. Oh, okay. All right. So I don't see any message in the chat. Are we struggling to locate where the chat is? So you're going to see like an icon, like a chat icon on your screen, right? It has this message icon. So just click on it and then you'll be able to type. And if you join with your phone, you would see something that says in call message. Yes, thank you, Joshua. Joshua says, joining from Maryland, tech job undecided, here to learn from success stories and experts. Beautiful. You're at the right place, Joshua. And then Rhoda says from CT, data engineering or data analyst. Okay. Okay, data engineer or data analyst. Beautiful. So let me get more people, but I wouldn't take too much of your time. We'll just get straight into it. And in an hour's time, we should be done with the conversation, and then I'll take your questions and you would also understand how Ambari can help. So what topic are we treating today? We're talking about why most immigrants in the US and Canada miss out on tech job opportunities. How you can also be that candidate that, doesn't miss out on opportunities that can help you, stand out and make the most of why in the first place you relocated to Canada or US, depending on where you're joining from. Okay, so like I said earlier, my name is Omomi Victoria Samson. I am one of the co-founders at Amdari. I'm also the Chief Technology and Business Officer at Amdari. Now, I have close to a decade experience working in tech, and I, started out my career as a software developer. I transitioned into product management and then transcended into business analysis, right? But then, trust me, for every expert, we also were beginners. We also were lost at some point, confused at some point, trying to understand what next to do, how to navigate the space, and how exactly we can also stand out. And one of the major things that really helped for me, right? Let me speak for myself right now, and I would also speak briefly to the co-founders at Amdari. For me, it was internship. Now, I hit the climax of my learning. I was stuck regardless, right? I felt like I've learned everything I should learn. Why am I still feeling stuck? But guess what? All I just needed to do was change my mode of learning. And I'll break down what I mean by this, right? So all I needed to do was to change the mode of my learning, and that would just help me. So I was so glad that the back analysis I did and being a self-critical person also helped me. And I went straight for internship because it felt like, okay, this is the best a theoretical mode of learning can offer me. I need to do something else, right? And then getting hands-on, getting into a system was really what helped me. And that's what we always say a lot of times. When it comes to learning, when it comes to transitioning, you want to be that candidate that is able to stand out, right, and position right. So it's very important for you to position very, very well. All right. So let's talk about what we do at Amdari. So now I said earlier that for me, internship was all helped, and it's also why we started Amdari. It's not so easy for people to get internship placements. And the major reason why it's not easy is because companies are not ready, open to giving access to interns, right? Giving access to people who would need supervision. So because of that limited, resources in in-house or internally for these companies, they always go the route of, oh, we cannot take interns, or we don't currently have opening for interns and everything like that. And that really, really contributes to why a lot of people take courses and they can't even find the perfect place for their internship. So that's why we started Amdari. We said, okay, the system does not really accommodate people who are just starting out, people who are just about to start learning or transition. And companies will tell you one thing every time: we need somebody that has experience. So how are they supposed to gain this experience? That's where Amdari comes in. So Amdari helps you gain experience through internship, right? That's experience that you don't get from a training program. The kind of knowledge that recruiters hire for, which you don't get from a training program, that is exactly what Amdari offers you. Now, everything I am saying right now can sound vague, might sound vague, will sound vague, but trust me, I will break it down practically for you. So yes, we help you gain real world experience through internship, right? But then we focus on career paths that are in high demand, career paths that you currently see on my screen. And I'd like you to indicate with a thumbs up if you've taken a course in any of these career paths. All right. And trust me, at the end of the session, I have amazing stuff that I would like to share with you. So please stick around. And if you have friends in the US or friends in Canada that you know that conversations around how to position right, how to land their first job in tech would interest them, please invite them to this session. It would really, really do them a lot of favor. Okay. So I'd like you to share this with them and get them to join us on this call. All right. So like I said earlier, I'd like to know if you've taken a course in any of the career paths you see on my screen. So please indicate with a thumbs up if you've taken a course in data science, data analytics, data engineering, business analysis, project management, product design, DevOps, SOC analysis, cloud and app security, GRC, ethical hacking, and penetration testing. Thank you, Temitope Salami. Who else has taken a course? You've taken a course in any of them. It can be, foundational course. It can be any kind of course you've taken so far. Please indicate with a thumbs up for me, okay? Indicate with the thumbs up. Let's see the people on this call who have already taken the course. So I only see Temitope so far. Is it that we've not been able to locate the thumbs up icon? The thumbs up icon is actually, you see like a face emoji on your screen. Click on it, it would redirect you to, it will show you, not redirect now, it will show you a couple of emojis. You see the thumbs up on the list. Just click on that emoji. Just click to indicate. Just click it. So I'd like to see the people. If you've not taken the course, give me a thumbs down. Okay? You are yet to take a course in any of these. Give me a thumbs down. All right, so let's get into the conversation of today. But like I said, I have only seen Temitope's thumbs up. Now, why did we start Amdari? Thank you, Ophelia. So why did we start Amdari? I hinted already. Now, I am not the only founder at Amdari. Like I said, I was one of the co-founders. So we also have Ifemena. So Ife has also, experienced what a lot of people on this call are currently experiencing. Being immigrants in the UK, US, or Canada, and working either shift job, working in the warehouse. In his case, he worked in the warehouse after relocating to the UK, and he had to climb the ladder through internship, transition through internship, and that was the best way for him to prove that he had work experience and he was familiar with the environment there. And again, this is one of the major reasons why we started Amdari. We saw that what helped us was internship, and then it's not really available. But how many people graduate from tech trainings every month? A lot, right? But then how many people really secure these roles at the end of the day? Not really a lot. So which is again why we said, let's build a system, let's create a system that supports people career-wise, right? That supports them to get in the job. If it has wealth of experience working across the data ecosystem, He has worked as an AI contractor and data contractor in the US, UK, and Canada. Worked with business data support. Worked as a business data support lead with Post Office UK. Worked as a data analytics manager with TISA UK, and he has worked as a consultant, data analytics consultant, and data science consultant companies in the US, and currently based in Alberta, Canada. He has been able to help over 8,000 professionals gain real-world experience. By professionals, I mean immigrants who looked to transition into tech and took their first course. And of course, the next thing was, how do I get a job? So Epe has been able to help these professionals secure roles. So it's not just about transitioning through courses, it's also about giving these employability skills, which is what you get at Amdari. Now, we also have Adeza, the third co-founder at Amdari. Just like Epe, just like myself, Adeza also had to go through, internship and securing his first role, relocating to the UK, needing to gain UK experience also. And, the rest is just history. I mean, we're here today helping more immigrants, helping more professionals in the UK to transition easily and seamlessly into tech, right? And it's really been amazing because when I say transition, I'll still say this again. I mean, they go on to gain the skill and they go on to land the job. So it is not just about the skill, it's also about landing the job. Right. So let's get straight into the conversation of today. Okay. Now, when we talk about relocation, I am sure a lot of people have different reasons for relocating. But one fact is you did not relocate to the US, UK, or Canada to struggle. You relocated to excel, right? You relocated to compete. You didn't relocate to survive. So if you've been approaching your relocation from that survival point of view, you've been working survival jobs, you've really not had that opportunity to stand out and say that this is who I am and this is how I can contribute to this system. This is what I have to offer to this system. This is the value I bring to the table. If you've not been able to stand out in that manner, it's because you've not had the opportunity to gain the experience that you need through systems that can really help you thrive. Okay, so how do we help you at Amdari? That's what we're going to discuss today. So one major thing you need to understand is for you to stand out and compete, you need the right strategy. And that right strategy is what we're going to be conversing about today. You need the right strategy to stand out. So let's start with diagnosing this situation, right? A lot of immigrants lose out on opportunities even before the technical interview. Now, there is a key reason why I am mentioning this, and that's because I'll be introducing you to an amazing tool on this call today. That tool is a tool that helps you to ace any interview, or rather, let me rephrase it. It helps you to land any interview. Now, you apply to 10 jobs on the job board, 20 jobs on the job board. What are the odds that you will get called for an interview? Very slim, right? That's because maybe you're using a generic CV. Maybe you are applying with the same CV over and over again. And when it comes to applications, you need to tailor your CV. So Amdari has this partner that's an AI home extension pretty much that helps you to tailor your CV to every job application. So you are not just applying blindly and you're not using the wrong strategy. So I would like you to be on the list of the first set of people that would have access to this tool. So please, my colleague is going to drop attendance list on this call. Kindly fill this attendance sheet so that you can have access to this. We'll also be sending out emails at the end of this session to give you access to my slide and to also give you access to a list of companies in the US and Canada that are currently sponsoring. So if you would like to have access to this list, please fill the form that my colleague is dropping or she's going to drop. So Angel, please drop the attendance form so they can fill it. Now, so as I was saying, a lot of candidates, immigrants, they miss out on this opportunity even before they get an interview call. So it's not about your nationality, it's not about your accent, it's not about any of that. It is your strategy, right? And because you don't know why or what the cause is, you are still doing the same thing continuously, and it gives you the same result every time. So what are the strategies that our interns have used as an direct land job? I'll be playing, a couple of videos for us as we proceed. But before we get to the video part, let's just, keep conversing about this. So how do you position right? How do you stand out in the job market? let's take a look at Jerry's story. Now, Jerry is one of Amdari's interns, and Jerry relocated to the UK a couple of years ago. Definitely as a last year, not up to 5 years, because he said he missed out on a job offer because he didn't have security clearance, which needed him to have stayed in the UK for 5 years. So, but thankfully, he got two jobs. So, guess what? He took the second job and couldn't take the first one because of security clearance. Now, both jobs he got just 2 months into his internship at Amdari. And this screenshot was from my video interview with him while we discussed, or when we discussed how the internship at Amdari helped him. All right, so I would play Jerry's video if time permits us, but there are some other videos that I want to play. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'll play Jerry's video if time permits us. Now, Jerry, like I said, recently relocated to Canada, but as of last year, he was in the UK. Now, he had taken tech courses prior to 2025. And what was the tech courses? It was data analytics. But Jerry wasn't able to land a job because of one major factor. He did not have experience. All he had was just certificates. So he enrolled in the Amdari internship last year. 2 months into his internship, he enrolled under the data analytics internship. 2 months in, Jerry landed a data analyst role. Just like I said, he landed two opportunities, but could only take one because the other one kind of filtered him out because of security clearance. Now, he took the other job, and fast forward to 2026, he moved to Canada. He moved to Canada and he got a job just 2 months, or rather 2 weeks into his relocation to Canada. Now let's take a look at the message sent to us just last week, right? So he sent this message 10th of February. This is his LinkedIn. His name is Jerry Olatoyo, PhD, and you can see his bio and everything. And right here, it shows that he works as a data analytics consultant at Amdari. Now, there is something we always say to our interns. We give you lifetime career support at Amdari. What we mean by lifetime career support at Amdari is, even after a year, 2 years, you can still use Amdari when applying to jobs, one, and you can still reach out to Amdari to request for reference letter. That is two. And you can still reach out to Amdari for interview prep, or I already mentioned the reference letter, for interview prep if you need it, even a year after you're done with your program, right? So that is the beautiful thing about that lifetime career access and support that you get. So he sent us this message. You can see that his experience here says June 2025 till date, right? That is because of that lifetime career access. So typically, he should have, ended it and said, oh, he worked at Amdari for 4 months, because the internship program at Amdari is only for 4 months, just 4 months. So right here on his own LinkedIn, he still carries that he's still working with us. And look at his message. Hello, Epimena. So he sends this message to myself and the other co-founder at Amdari. So he says to Epimena and me, February 10th. And he says, hello, Epimena. I hope you're doing well. I recently moved to Canada about 2 weeks ago, and I've secured a role in the meantime as a data entry specialist with Alberta Blue Cross. For the application, I listed my role at Amdari as a data consultant, and I have now completed the reference section and included your details as a referee. Please let me know if you need any additional information from me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. That's exactly what we need, right? When we say that you have that career access or lifetime career support, and the fact that the quality of experience you get at Amdari and the quality of reference you get at Amdari will always make you look like a perfect candidate for the job. Because when you share your experience, when you share what you've been able to achieve, it shows that you're familiar with this environment and the system. All right, so I will play somebody's video for us real quick. Her name is Chineye. Chineye interned at Amdari just last year. She started in December. She got a job this year, January, right? So that was just at the end of a second month in the program. And I'm trying to play the video. Just give me a minute, please. Let me make the video come up real quick. Okay. Please confirm you can hear me clearly. You can hear me loud and clear. Confirm. Can you give me thumbs up? Beautiful. Thank you very much. So yes, as I was saying, right, you can also check out Jerry on LinkedIn. You can also check him. Okay, thank you very much, Okilia. You can also check him out on LinkedIn just to verify what I am saying, right? So that's the quality of experience you get at Amdari Work Experience. So what is the hiring method in North America? Like I said, I want to play Chineye's video for us before I talk about that. So let's listen to Chineye. She said she only applied to less than 10 jobs and she got the job from the first interview. Her first ever interview as as a project manager was the interview that she landed, was the job that she landed. So let's listen to Chineye for just less than 1 minute, right? Less than 1 minute, and I'll be back. Okay. Are you done? Here, if there is no audio, kindly call my attention to it and I'll fix the audio, all right? So thank you very much. Are you done with your internship or you're still in the program?
I'm still in the process, interestingly.
Wow.
We just
Wow.
2 months
What
in.
months? 2 months
No, we are
in.
now in month 3. So yeah. So I got the job
So you got
almost
the
like
job
end of
when you
month
were about
2.
2 months in.
Yeah, just about 2 months
Wow, at
in
the
was
end
when
of
I
the
got the
month.
job. Yeah.
Amazing. Wow, that was pretty fast. Who would have
It
thought?
was really fast. That was my
That
first,
was really
trust me,
fast.
that was my first project management interview and I got the job.
Wow. Are you
That was
serious?
the
Wow.
first and the only interview that I did. And I got the
And you
job.
got the job.
Yes, I
Wow. And
hadn't
that's
done
just
any.
2 months
I wasn't
in.
applying before I came into Amdari. I wasn't applying because I felt like, oh, I'm not ready. Well,
Yeah.
Amdari gave me that confidence to apply for the job, and the knowledge and the skills and the experience I took into that interview really helped me. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Chineye, for. Let me stop it there. I hope there was audio. Please indicate with thumbs up if you heard everything she said. Give me thumbs up. You heard everything. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jennifer. All right. Awesome. Thanks, Angel. So, as I was saying, right, that's exactly how this experience helped. So, in her case, she never applied because she didn't feel job ready. Now, I can easily relate to her story because in my case, remember what I said earlier? I was very self-critical. I felt like there was something missing. Yes, I had learned. Yes, it was beautiful, but there was something missing. So what did I do? I went straight to get an internship experience, right? And that was when I applied. I applied 4 months into my own internship and I got the job, right? I got the job and 7 months in, that job sponsored my relocation. So a lot of times you just need the right strategy. Either you just get your leg in the door first, right? Or get a system that helps you build the experience. So don't wait or don't be at the mercy of these recruiters. When they say that we need you to have experience, it's because it is very important. They can't watch you make mistakes on the job because it will be costly for the business. So they need you to come in and show that this is the way I can solve the problem. And I'll show you how this really, really played out in the story of Darlington, one of the Amdari interns, right? And I'll play his video shortly. Let me just talk about the North American job application method or hiring method. Now, many countries in North America, they want you to have experience and the years matter. Now, but in the US and Canada, what they want you to show is demonstrated impact, right? And also context and defensibility, right? So when you have that defensibility, you have that, you also demonstrate impact. It is very easy for them to say that, okay, this person, they can easily visualize your future behavior. I would show you the filters. All this that I am saying, again, it is very vague. That's because I'll take you to the point where I am breaking down the layers of how they want you to show them that you are capable. The first layer is the confidence layer. The second layer is the competence layer. The third layer is the cultural integration layer. The fourth layer is the commercial awareness layer. And the fifth layer is execution maturity layer. Like I said, there are signals. How do you tell a recruiter that you have execution maturity exposure? How do you tell them that you have commercial awareness? It is when you talk about impact driven, when you give impact driven examples, when you give revenue related conversation, or when you make communications around revenue related examples, right? So that's how you show them that I have done this before. So how do you show them that? I'll break it down as we proceed. Now, the third one is if you cannot explain to them the decisions you made, right, through the dashboard you created, or what influence that dashboard you created as a data analyst, what did what did it help the business to achieve? So imagine me as a data analyst applying to a data analyst role in the US. And I am there, I tell them that, okay, I can clean data with Excel, I can build or create dashboards with Power BI, I can create what's it called? Yeah, I can extract with Power BI also. But then I'm not talking about what type of data set I worked on. I'm not talking about the metric that was important for me or to me and the business while carrying out the data cleaning, the analysis and everything. I'm not really highlighting it because let's say I'm talking about sales data, I told you that I used Excel to clean the sales data and we're trying to see how we're performing. So we're trying to analyze the meta ads. We're trying to analyze, the sales reports. We wanted to know where our audience were coming from or where, the sales was coming from. If it's an e-commerce platform, we wanted to know what the churn rate was. At what point are users dropping off? Why are they dropping off? Is it because the process of sign up is too lengthy? I am breaking it down like this. Oh, and at the end of the day, my analysis made us realize that the churn rate was as a result of the lengthy checkout, right? The lengthy checkout process. So I recommended to the business that we shorten the process and make it very easy so that anybody can understand how to check out because it was also complicated. So my recommendation helped us increase sales and reduced churn rate because initially the churn rate was about 40%, but after the recommendation was implemented, we were able to reduce churn rate to about 5%. Yes, sounds ambitious, I know, right? But let's just say that was how much, your analysis helped the business. That is what makes sense to the recruiter. When you speak like that, now as a business owner, I don't necessarily need to be a data analyst, but I know churn, I know drop off, I know sales, I know they didn't pay because this was lengthy. I can easily relate to that because that is the language I understand. So if you're speaking to a recruiter and you cannot break it down, how your analysis helps the business save money, make money, it would be very difficult for them to see you as a candidate that's capable. So let's take a look at the common mistakes immigrants make on their resume. Remember, I said earlier, there is an AI tool that I would like to share with you on this call today, and I would love for you to fill the attendance form that my colleague is going to drop. So, okay, she has already dropped it. She'll still drop it again in case you missed it. So, Angel, please drop it again for them. So, please fill this form so that you can have access to all the resources I want to share, including other testimonials. I played Chinenye's video for us. I promise you, Chinenye had more to say. That video is about 6 minutes long. I could only play less than 1 minute because of time and so that I can take your questions, right? So, I would like for you to fill that form so we can send the full testimonial. There are other people that you can listen to on that list, right? So what are the mistakes or what's one major mistake that recruiters or rather, job seekers make on their resume when trying to apply to jobs? You just go on and say, I developed dashboards using Power BI and SQL. Okay. What does that tell me? That's so, that's an hedging language. That's too vague, right? I can't really pinpoint exactly what you can do or what you were able to achieve with this. So how do you show me that you can do more, or how do you indicate? Because what this is telling me as a recruiter is that doesn't mean you can do the job. And remember, an interview is purely you telling them if you can do the job or not. And every question they would ask you, they won't ask you verbatim, can you do the job? No. And they don't expect you to answer verbatim, I can do the job. Really. They are going to be asking you behavioral questions, technical questions, all of this just to pick those signals I mentioned, the competence filter, the confidence filter, the commercial awareness, the execution maturity. These are things they want to pick out. So how you respond to them is how they know that you can get it done. So a better way to say it is, I built sales dashboard that reduced reporting time by 35% and improved regional targeting decisions. You can also, break it down during an interview, but this is majorly for your CV, right? But you can break it down in an interview because at the end of the day, key difference here between this first one and this last one is the business language. If you're in an interview or your CV is void of business language, you will sound like everyone else. Everyone else who is looking like a learner. I am only taking the course. And remember, when transitioning, you do not want to stand out, or rather, you do not want to look like somebody who is still learning. I always say something. Transitioning does not start and end with you taking a course. It only starts with you taking a course and transcends to you having the skill, right? So, how do you have the skill? Nobody's going to hire you. They say, oh, you need experience. That's where internship comes in. So you build the experience. Do not wait for the system. Don't be at the mercy of the system. Don't let the system tell you you are good or you're not good, right? Do not, you know, do not try to survive in any ecosystem you find yourself, in any environment you find yourself. You need to compete. I have people that are, colleagues that, we work together in Nigeria and they relocated to the US. And I am talking people that went on to work with FANG, right? If you're not familiar with FANG, I'm talking the big five tech companies, right? Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. That's FANG, right? I am talking people that went on to get jobs with is it Accenture or what's the name of the company? Deloitte, all these companies like that. A lot of them have been able to get jobs. That's because of positioning. The power of positioning cannot be underestimated. And trust me, do not think that you cannot be that candidate because even with our internship, just 4 months, we have recorded a case of a lot of our guys who have been able to secure roles. Pedro is one of them. In Pedro's case, he got a visa sponsorship role. When was this? Just December 2025, right? And him landing this role in December 2025 just meant he got it 4 months into his internship because he started in September. Yeah, he started in September, applied in November, which was his 3rd month in the program, and he secured the role and it came with sponsorship. I'd like to play Pedro's video for us for just 2 minutes. And please, if there is no audio, kindly call my attention to it. Again, Google Chrome can be or Google Meet can be very funny sometimes. So I wouldn't know if you can't hear because I'll be hearing it. So in case there is no audio, please call my attention to it, okay? All right, so let's listen to Pedro. I'd like you to pay attention to everything he says, right? Because there are some things he said that I have not said yet, and it's deliberate. I want you to hear from him first, then I'll flesh it out.
Thanks so much, Pedro, for doing this with us. And congratulations on landing the cybersecurity role. Is it SOC or what's the job title?
It's OT security specialist, but more of OT security. So it's cybersecurity, but in operations technology.
Amazing. And it came with visa sponsorship, correct?
Yes. Role.
Yeah. Let me blow some confetti, imaginary confetti. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So I would like to know how your experience, right, the work experience at Amdari helped you go from being a job seeker to becoming job ready, right? From the mentorship to the project. How did the work experience help you go from being a job seeker to being job ready?
Okay, so for starters, in my IT career, I've been more of a lone wolf. I like to study on my own, do my certifications, but moving to the UK, I realized I had to change. I knew I needed some form of mentorship, and that's how I stumbled into Amdari. And yes, the program helped. It provided some guided mentorship that helped me determine the road that was suitable for me and how to navigate to the next chapter. I was already in employment, but I knew I needed to pivot. And yes, the Amdari experience was very important, and it contributed to me landing this new role.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much, Pedro. So what specific aspect of this internship would you say helped you ace your interview?
Okay. For starters, Amdari helped. They have several services. I think the very first one I opted for was the CV rebuild. That is very, very important. And after the session, my CV got a lot better. I knew I had a lot more interviews. but I was really picky about the companies I wanted to join. So the CV rebuild was very, very good. And when I did get called for this interview, they also helped with interview preparation sessions. That was very good. That's put me in the right place to answer, to predict questions that were going to be asked, and that really helped to land the role. Then the experience with Andari was amazing. We had I was in the SOC analysts cohort. We dabbled into several projects ranging from SIM analysis, we're building VMs and doing malware analysis. And
All right. So let me stop it right there. I believe there was audio. Please confirm that you heard everything Pedro said. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much, Ophelia. So yes, he said something. He said at the very start of his internship at Amdari, he opted for one of our services, the CV revamp, right? That's because we revamped your CV for you and we also optimize your LinkedIn. Now, we believe that, yes, to get a job, you need experience, but trust me, you also need positioning. And that's what a lot of professionals struggle with, especially as immigrants in the UK. What's the right strategy to use? Oh, this is a new space. This is a new environment. Tech itself is a new field for me. How do I position? How do I get the job? Because we understand how this works, it's coming from a place of experience and familiarity for us. We decided to add that as part of what you get in this internship. That is revamping your CV, optimizing your LinkedIn, and also prepping you for interviews. He mentioned that also. He said he was prepped for interviews and that really helped him. And then he mentioned the fact that he worked on projects, and he mentioned those projects during his internship, his job application. Now, for you to understand the quality of experience you get at Amdari, it was good enough for him to gain or land a business sponsorship role just with 4 months experience, right? So that's just, and I would break it down again as we proceed, right? He mentioned the SIM analysis project that he worked on and a couple of other vulnerability assessment related projects as a SOC analyst. Not the vulnerability assessment, that's for penetration testers, right? So he mentioned all these projects that he worked on, and that really, really helped him stand out. So when recruiters reject you, of course, I believe this is an established fact now. They don't reject you necessarily because I know that there are bias, right? Bias exist, but they don't reject you necessarily because, oh, you do not, belong here or you cannot belong here. It is majorly because they struggle to map your experience into familiar industries, comparable scale, and known system. I'll repeat that again. Familiar industries, comparable skills, and known system. I gave us an instance earlier. I said, I am trying to hire you as a data analyst. And then you just tell me that you clean data with Excel. You created reports using Power BI, right? Now, I am not a data analyst. I am trying to get a data analyst on my team. Make it make sense to me, right? How you would help me with your skill as a data analyst. Now, this is very important for us to establish because when recruiters hire you, bear in mind that they don't do your job. They don't work in your niche or your field. A lot of these recruiters are just there to look for the right candidate, cultural fit, again, execution maturity. What's the other one I mentioned again? Commercial awareness. These are things they want to see. And then how you can map your skill as a data analyst, business analyst, project manager, how you can map all these technicalities that surround your skill to solving business problems. How can you map it to business needs? So familiarity with the space, the system, maybe I shouldn't even say industry now. Let me say the system, right? How are you familiar with your role and marrying it with fintech, marrying it with FMCG, marrying it with supply chain, right? Or healthcare. How are you familiar with marrying your skill with these industries? Then how are you familiar with marrying that skill of yours, like, oh, creating dashboards, carrying out vulnerability assessments, managing teams? How are you familiar with how managing a team or managing a project can help a business? What kind of projects can you manage, right? But as a project manager, you've only taken a course. You've never managed a team, never managed an actual project. There was never a case of you working with deadline. You never created risk register. You never reported to stakeholders, right? There was never an experience of scope creep for you. That's not you being a project manager. That's you being an enthusiast. Guess what? The course you took only introduced you to the basics of that field. And I always say something also. I don't care how in-depth a course is. I promise you, it is still the introductory part of the field. The actual exposure comes when you are in the system. It's just like when we take maths, right? In school, 1 plus 1 is what you get in class. When it comes to tests, you start seeing board mass, right? Where you have to apply multiplication before subtraction and everything like that. That's what you see in your test. But guess what? In real life, you're seeing sort. And I know sort falls under further mathematics, but exactly. That's what happens in real life. They take it further. So whatever they train you in class while doing your tutorials, crash courses, everything, it will always be an introductory part of what that field entails, like the entirety of that field. So trust me, you can learn from the best tutor, but it is just an introduction. Until you get hands-on, until you're in a system, there are a lot of things you will not understand. Imagine being a data engineer. You're working with let's say AWS, right? A cloud service, right? So I don't know if we have data engineering enthusiasts or data engineers on the call. You'll be very familiar with creating clusters on AWS. You can create a Redshift cluster, for example. Now, creating this type of what's it called now? Services on AWS can cost extra money if you don't shut it down after you're done. Now, because you don't have experience, you wouldn't know this, right? You keep it running. Do you know that if this thing runs for just 4 days, it can incur a cost of over 1,000 USD? And that's debits for the company. But you didn't know, and this might sound like, okay, but you need to experience it to know what I am saying. Imagine you innocently carrying out your task, creating your cluster, creating your containers on Docker and the likes, and you don't know that something can happen. But guess what? Imagine having a supervisor. Then that supervisor will say, oh, once you're done, please shut it down. Or they would ask you, did you shut this down? Did you delete this when you were done with what you were doing? When you say yes, they'll say great. When you say they'll tell you, please go shut it down. It is going to incur extra cost for the company. Shut it down. Once we're done, we're shutting it down. That is the power of having a supervisor. Now, guess what? A lot of companies don't have this opening for you. What do I mean? They don't have supervisors only because of one major reason. Companies operate lean. They operate lean. A lot of them are also startups. You go on job boards, 60-70% of those companies on job boards are startups. So if I'm hiring a data engineer for my company, I am hiring one. That means if Adebayo is joining my company as a data engineer, I need Adebayo to know how to work as a data engineer. Guess what? I introduced myself earlier. I said my name is Omomi. I am a software engineer. I am a product manager, and I am a business analyst. I didn't say I am a data engineer. Now I have an idea. I build a company. I want to hire a data engineer for my company. I don't work as a data engineer, but I understand the data process. I understand ETL. I understand ELT, right? I understand containerization, but I cannot do it. I understand AWS. I understand cluster creation, right? I understand Docker Studio. I know all of these things. But guess what? I don't know how to do it because that's not my field. So I am not hands-on. But because I am an entrepreneur, I have all these ideas. I know this stuff. And also because of my in-depth technical background. So if I'm hiring Adebayo, I know what I am looking for. I promise you, I might not be able to do the whole AWS work as Adebayo would do it. I might not know how to do that. But I know if Adebayo can do it or not. Now, if I am speaking to Adebayo, and Adebayo sounds like he has only taken a course, do you know that I won't hire Adebayo? Because I cannot supervise Adebayo's work. That's not my field. So you see that instance I gave about Redshift cluster that can incur extra costs because you innocently have never worked, you've never done this before. So you can forget, incur cost for company. That's a costly mistake that you can learn from. Remember I said something about working in an actual system takes you further. That's the further I'm saying. You would learn not the hard way every time, but the costly way, the risky way, and all of that. But when you have a supervisor, it's easy. Now, Amdari gives you that supervision. that controlled environment where you can easily create something and they tell you that this is what it means. You have to be careful like this. You have to take this step. You are being guided and they are pointing out mistakes that can happen. But in an actual company that is operating lean, you will not have a supervisor. So you make one mistake, they fire you. That's going to affect your ego as a professional. I was speaking to a lady 2 weeks ago. She was on one of our sessions like this, and she said, "Oh, you said you guys revamp CVs at Amdari. Hope when you revamp my CV, I am not going to have 15 years experience on my CV because I don't want lies on my CV. I don't want to portray what I am not." And I said, "Okay, has this happened to you before?" She said yes. She said she went for an interview, right? She didn't check her CV. I don't know why. She did not check her CV. She had sent it to, all these experts that revamp people's CV and everything. She sent it to them. They revamped her CV. The CV got her interviews. She went in for the first one and they said, so it says here that you have 15 years experience. That alone, first she was like, oh my God, like in her mind. Then they asked her questions that she could not answer. She said, they could tell, and I felt stupid on that call because they kept saying, so according to you, you have 15 years experience. So can you tell me about the time? Can you? And she couldn't answer any of that. Now, for her as a professional, for her own ego as a person, right, it was really crushed. So she didn't like the feeling and she had to ask me, I hope you would not. I said, while I was explaining, I kept saying something. Amdari makes you a professional in practice. And then we translate that which you've done and which you can do now on your CV as impact, solution you've provided to these businesses. Who are these businesses? Amdari's project partners. So what you work on at Amdari are business problems from our project partners. And these project partners are businesses across the UK, US, and Canada, which I'll show you a couple of them. A couple of them are startups, by the way. So like I said earlier, they don't reject you because, oh, you are not smart or because you're foreign. This is why. This is why they reject you. But with experience, you can easily explain a couple of things. Revenue impact, right? User base, things that would make sense to them. Now, I said something. I said, I am not a data analyst, but I'm hiring you as a data analyst. And you tell me how you reduced churn rate, how you increased sales because you gave a recommendation that was implemented like this by this team. I can even see that you've interacted cross-functionally, right, with teams. So I would understand that team structure. Remember, I said you interacted with this team. So, the sales team had to now implement my feedback. They worked with the product team. It's making sense to me now. You have experience. So they worked with product team. Product team redesigned the checkout flow, and we went live with the new checkout flow in about 2 weeks. And at the end of the day, sales improved. In fact, it tripled, right? Put a percentage to it. Initially, it was maybe typically 2,000 sales per month on that e-commerce website, but we were able to record 6,000 or 5,500 sales every month. And this is why, because of my recommendation, it really reduced churn rate. We saw that churn rate had reduced. So that was definitely an impact of this, of that. That also tells me how you took decision, right? And everything like that. That's what makes sense to me. So I don't need to be a data analyst to understand that. So you need to stop applying like a student. Everything I said earlier, you saying that I know how to use this tool, I am a project manager, but you've never managed the team. You've never interacted with the team. You never managed an actual project. No risk register creation, no project data created for a real project, no actual team integration. You are a project manager. Did you work with a business analyst? Did you work with product team? Did you work with growth team? Did you work with sales team? Why did you work with them? What was the project? What was the issue? What problem were you solving? Can you say all of this? Can you tie all of this together? If it is a no, then you don't have experience. That means you are applying like a student. And when you're applying like a student, what this means is all you have to tell me is, I have taken a course, I have certificates, and I have worked on personal projects. Now, yes, you hear it a lot, go work on projects. In fact, there is this word they use a lot that I really try not to use. I feel like that word is overflowed already, right? It's sounding like cliche right now, and it is hands-on projects. work on hands-on projects, work on hands-on projects. No, it's not about hands-on projects, it's about system integration. So while you're working on projects, are you doing it alone, in isolation? If that's what you've done, it will not help you, because you doing it alone in isolation means something. There is no team lead. Let's not even talk about team structure. Let's not talk about you working with other teams. No, let's talk about team lead. Let's start with that. There is no team lead, and absence of team lead means one thing: no business. Because you can only have a team lead when we're talking business, when we're talking teams, when we're talking hierarchy, right? Tier, when we're talking that, and that is saying one thing: system. And it's only system that integrates you to everything I have been saying earlier about the filters that helps you to land a job: competence filter, commercial awareness, execution, maturity, all that I've been saying. It is system that gives you that. Now, if all you've been doing is, oh, they said we should take courses, you took the course. They said we should get certificates and certification. You get the two, because your certificate is like when you complete a project. Sorry, when you complete a course. Certification is when you write an exam to, a professional exam. Then you get your certification. So you have the two. And then they tell you, oh, work on hands-on project. Then you work on hands-on project. And then you apply to jobs. Some people don't even do this. They don't even do this. They just do this and they do this. And they apply to jobs. Do you know what this is telling recruiters? It is telling recruiters that you can read and write and you can pass an exam. It is not telling recruiters that you can't do the job. No, it's not telling recruiters. And I promise you, it is a valid filter. It's a valid way to filter people out, because really you learn this tool does not tell me that you can do my job. It does not tell me that you be somebody that is disciplined enough to meet deadline. It does not tell me that you will not be high risk for my company. It does not tell you that you know how to present. You have presentation skills. It does not, and guess what? Presentation skill is not learned, by just waking up one day and just winging it, right? Because there are some key things you need to talk about when presenting, and you don't want to be going round and round in circles. You want to talk what makes sense and what's going to really make meaning, or have meaning rather, to the stakeholders you're presenting to. And then, has your work received feedback? Do you know why this is important? Feedback makes you better. I told you earlier that for me, one thing that helped me during my internship was purely work experience that I got through internship, right? And when I started my internship, I got better than I was when I was taking my course alone. Now, I would work on something and, oh my God, you need to see the pride and excitement, and I would pat myself on the back for every task I work on. Guess what? I submit this to my line manager. My line manager was the CTO of that company at that time. I would submit my task to him, and he would give me feedback that would shatter me. And I'll be like, what? This that I was so proud of, I thought I did. He was giving me feedback that was making me realize that I am by far a learner. And guess what? No lies detected. I would have done something that was better than I did yesterday, yes. But standard-wise, expectation-wise, industry standard and expectation-wise, I was far behind. And he would give me feedback that would make me go back to my drawing board and do something better, right? So if you've never received feedback, what this is telling them is, you're not good enough yet. You're not competent yet. So what is the application strategy that you should adopt today to stand a chance to get the job? It is very simple. You need to do this. Target roles that you're a perfect fit for, and understand the different job titles for your role. You're a data analyst. You don't know that you can apply as a product analyst. You don't know that when you see supply chain analyst, that's still you. You don't know that when you see marketing and sales analyst, that's still you. It is just the different data sets that you're working with, or maybe sometimes industry influences the name, right? So you need to understand your job titles, right? So yes, you're a data analyst. Yes, you're a project manager. But you're a project manager. You see Scrum Master, you're like, oh, you see Agile project manager. You're thinking that's not you. You need to understand the different job titles under your career path. You're a data scientist. You see AI engineer, like, oh, that's not me. A lot of data science roles right now are carrying the name AI engineer. So you need to understand and identify your job title, and then tailored CV. Like I said, and I'm not talking too much about this because I would show you this in action. It would take me 5 minutes, but I would show you, right? Tailoring your CV is important. In a year's video, I played it earlier. She said, I got a job in just, 2 months of joining Amdari, and it was my first ever, time applying. I applied to less than 10 jobs. I got the job in just my first interview. Why did she apply to less than 10 jobs? And she got an interview already, right? When you have applied to maybe 50, 100, I would see on LinkedIn some people saying, I applied to 500 jobs in a month, applied to 1,000. They might be exaggerating, but trust me, the fact still remains they applied to a lot. Giving our intents. That make can still hear me. Can anyone hear me? Okay, okay. Thank you, Paul and Shin. It felt like, okay, thank you, JA. Thank you, everybody. So I would show you this platform live in action, like I said earlier. So why is this working? It is because of the strategy behind how we help our interns get their CVs tailored, right? The CVs are tailored in a very intelligent way. It's an AI platform. We partnered with platform, and I can't talk about it too much. I want to show you, and I'll get to that real quick. Then we have the referrals, right? Now referrals are perfect ways for you to get jobs. Now, what do I mean by referrals? For Amdari, we give you reference letter. We have an intern at Amdari that said the reference letter she got, right, from Amdari was what helped her to get the job. There were two people that were being considered for the role, and she got the job because her reference was airtight. Now, we give you this reference backed by Amdari. You can check out the co-founders of Amdari. You will see that the names backing up your claim of experience, your claim of value added to businesses, these people are also in place in the space. So when they see reference from Amdari like this, it is very easy. So we understand that the job market is competitive. As you're so good and checking every box because you've gone through Amdari now, that's how some other people might also check other boxes that you are checking. But how do you keep standing out? That's what Amdari does. So at every stage, there is something that just makes you stand out. And in Tony's case, she said, oh, we're two people being considered, and I got the job because of my reference, right? And I would play Tony's video for us real quick for just like few, I think 15 seconds. I'll play Tony's video so you can hear the power of the reference letter at the power of the reference that she got from us at Amdari. So I'll forward it to the part where she speaks about the reference. So yeah. So if there is no audio, like I said, please call my attention to it. Google Meet can be very fun sometimes.
Using all the technical tools that I've learned at Amdari, using them and all this. So it was pretty good. And then the reference too from your hand was pretty tight because they actually had to mention it that my references were head tight, that they were actually considering two people, but my references actually nailed it for me.
All right. So I just wanted us to hear that part. So you heard everything she said. Kindly give me thumbs up. I know that I am making you exercise your thumb today, but please, I need to know that you're here with me. Thank you, Shil. I need to know that I am not doing this alone, okay? So please interact. Amazing. Thank you very much, Lawrence. So yes, let's come back to my slide. So the reference is one thing that helps you to stand out largely. And then other strategies like direct message to hiring managers. Don't rely on job boards alone. There are other ways to also do this. And then application tracking. Now, I talked about this platform, right, that helps you apply, that helps you tailor your CV to different job roles. I'm a business analyst. I'm applying to this role as a business analyst. Now, guess what? That CV I am using to apply can also be used to apply to another role, but I am not really a perfect match for because of certain factors. And you would see this, like I said, I'll come to that shortly. There is a reason why I'm leaving that to show you much later. And so, yes, it comes with the application tracking also, right? It gives you an opportunity to also have your application tracked. So if you go through it like this, it makes you look like you're strategic. But if you do anything outside of this, it is like you're applying blindly, like you're just gambling, like, okay, spray and pray, like they typically say, right? So let me quickly show you how this platform works before we continue. So I'm going to share my entire screen for the purpose of this demonstration, right? And you're in luck being on this call with me today. I promise you. And I'll also open a job board. Let me stop sharing my screen. Like I said, we'll come back to this place, but let me just show you how the platform for tailoring your CV works. So let me share my entire screen. Okay. So the name of the platform I have been talking about is CV Matchly. Is my screen coming up? Okay, yes. All right. So let's come to CV Matchly, cvmatchly.ai. You can see the URL right here. So we partnered with them because we want our interns to be able to apply to jobs strategically with less stress and more ease. So you would agree with me that when it comes to applying to jobs, one thing that everybody shies away from or run away from is having to tailor your CV. So you're telling me that as a project manager, with my project management CV, I cannot apply to the role of a scrum master. I cannot apply to the role of a web project manager with this same CV. Not apply to the role of a program manager with this same CV. Yes, you can't. You need to tailor it. Okay, Omoni, I hear you. Fact established. I need to tailor my CV, but I am busy. I work 9 to 5. I have shift job. I have this. Then I might not be able to apply as much. I can only apply to maybe 5 in a day or 5 in a week. We heard this a lot from our interns. So we said, okay, because we are very, very interested and committed to seeing you secure roles while in this program, let's see other smart ways that we at Amdari can also help you, achieve this goal. How can we also make this easy for you? And then we partnered with this platform. Now they've given us free slots for our interns for 6 months, but I only have 10 more slots available, right? Only 10 more because there are other, we've been running this for the entire week. So let me show you how this platform works. Like I said, we only have 10 more slots for this platform. So you come to this particular website. This is, like I said, cvmatchly.ai. Create your account. The typical way of creating an account, very direct and straightforward. You created your account. It will tell you to add it to your Chrome extension. Okay? You add it to your Chrome extension and you will have it right here, like you see on my screen. You see it right here. I can click on it and it pops up. You can see, right? And I can close my CV. Let me close it because I want you to experience this like a first-time user. So this is what it looks like. It's on my Chrome extension. If you click here, you will see CV Matchly AI, and I have pinned it. So you can also pin it for easy access and fast access. Let me be sure that I am still okay. Great. I wanted to be sure that you guys can still hear me. So you come to a job board, any job board, Glassdoor, read.co.uk, Indeed, come to any job board, even LinkedIn. It works on any platform. Now, I am on read.co.uk and I want to apply to a job as a business analyst. Now, I am here. It's loading. Just a minute. Okay. Now, I want to apply to a business analyst role. Let's click on this job title. Let's click on this CRM business analyst role, right? Let's click on this. Now, I'm going to be working with a CV I created for business analyst roles, right? Now, it says apply. Sorry, I want to show you something. If you click before you select a particular job, if you click on this extension, you would notice something. It doesn't show you the job description. It doesn't show you anything. And again, I have not uploaded my CV, right? But that's not why it's not showing you job description. It's not showing you any extracted job description because you've not clicked on any job you want to apply to. So you need to click on a job you want to apply to. So let's come back to CRM Business Analyst. You click on CRM Business Analyst. You are here on this page. All right? You're here on this page. Now on this page, we have details about this job, like the job description, what you would do, what you're expected to do, etc., the skills you're meant to have. We have everything right here. You can see the tools that you should also know how to use, right? Now, don't click on apply yet. Check if the CV you want to use in applying to this role is a match. So I'll come here, CV Matchly. You see, I click on the extension, right? See this? It's going to extract the job title. It has extract. Can you see? It has extracted it and it's showing it. I can scroll down and scroll down. So it has the information it needs to compare your CV and see if it's a match. So I click on upload CV. Remember, I closed it earlier so I could just show you. So let's just come to my CV. Let's come to my CV. Sorry. I need to scroll down a bit. So here we are. All right. So let's click on open. Now we have opened my CV. It is currently analyzing, and in about 2 seconds it will be done. Right. So once it's done, you would see my score. I am a 68% match for this job with this CV, and I'm supposed to be nothing less than 95% match if the ATS is going to, shortlist me, so I don't get cut off. So for you to be keyword compliant, this system has shown you that there are keywords that are missing in my CV, right, or on my CV. So what do I have to do? Or do I need to copy all these keywords, go back to my drawing board and then start typing as? No, you don't need to stress yourself. Just click on optimize. Can you see it right here? Just click on optimize. And you will see it says generate optimized CV. This AI suggestion is not saying you should copy this and go paste. No, just generate like so. Okay. Once you generate, it is going to take about 5-8 seconds. Okay, so just give it 5-8 seconds. All right. Yeah. So you see, it says optimization complete, and then it says download CV. Then I click on download CV. Now my CV is, on my dashboard, right? So it's on my browser rather, and this is it. All I have to do is now copy this optimized content. Now it's a more perfectly optimized CV, and if I upload it here, it will be a better match. My score can increase to 90-95, right? Now if I come back, and I won't go through this entire process again. I just want to show you another job application. Now, the other one was CRM business analyst. And then let's just click on this one that says business analyst. This is another company. And I come here to CV Matchly. I click on it. I don't have to upload my CV again, okay? So let's see what score I get here. So it's currently extracting and analyzing. So I am even worse. My CV is worse here, right? So you see, imagine I just go on and say, I have a business analyst CV and I'm applying with the same CV. I won't get a call back. So you see how that strategy filters you out even before the system does, right? So, but with this strategy, you're able to properly apply strategically, right? And smartly. Please give me a thumbs up if you saw the entire walkthrough and demonstration. Just give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much, JA. Thank you. So yes, that's exactly how CV Matchly works. And like I said, we partnered with this platform so that our interns can apply smartly, so that our interns can stand a chance to get that callback that they need. So I'll come back to my slide right now. I don't like the busy nature when I share my entire screen, so that's why I always prefer to do it like this. So yeah, let's just come back. So like I said, you have the opportunity to also be part of the few that would have access to CV Matchly for 6 months for free, okay? And I'll show you how to secure your spot very fast and early so that you stand a chance to so you take advantage of that essentially. Now, what are the filters that would help you get the job or get filtered out? The first one I mentioned it earlier, competence filter. What you're answering here is if you can deliver from month one. And I gave you instances. A lot of companies operate in it. So they need you to come into the system and show them that you can get the job done. I don't have somebody to supervise you, and this is not my niche. So I cannot help you. I cannot identify immediately if a problem is going to happen. So if you can already show me that you are that man that can get the job done, you are that woman that can get the job done, I will definitely hire you because I will be rest assured that I have a capable hand. And how can you prove this? By answering the question when I ask you either rhetorical questions or hypothetical questions. Bear in mind, all these questions are purely for me to picture your future behavior in the system and just match it back to everything I said about how you can also show them the different, exposure you already have, right? So how do you show them that you can get the job done from month one? Project-based examples, tool fluency, right? With context. Remember the instance I gave about being a data analyst. Don't just say you can use Excel. Don't just say you can use Power BI. Narrate it how I did. What problems did you solve as a data analyst? What metric was important, right? Show them that you're not just a data analyst. You're a smart data analyst. You're the type that thinks out of the box. And how do you do that? With stories that shows context or that has context, clear problem, action and result storytelling. If you don't stay like you need to sell yourself, you need to put your horn. It's your opportunity to brag, right? So look for ways to just say those things that will help you stand out. Very important. And then the next one is the confidence filter. Do you sound worth betting on? Right? So if you're in an interview and I'm not so confident that you can get it done, it will be very hard for me to say, okay, let's give them the job. I can't, and please bear in mind that after interview are over, or after interviews are over, the conversations that hiring managers or the panel discusses is not, oh, and I really like this person. And I no, they don't discuss if they like you or no. What they discuss is, can he get the job done? So the conversation is from how intelligent you were with responding and if you just answer that question they have, right? So no hedging language. What do I mean? You're sounding vague or you're using tentative statements, things like things that's making it sound like, oh, this is who you aspire to be. So it's not happening yet. It's not certain yet. It's just like so tentative, like we're not there yet, but I promise you I can get there, right? You're softening everything just to make it, or you're going round and round and round in circles without saying anything in particular. I was in an interview, we were speaking to this lady, we asked a question. You could tell that this lady just picked a major word, right? And she would rephrase it to answer every question. And she wasn't answering the different questions. She was just saying the same thing that, yeah, we know value is important. You don't need to keep rephrasing the word value. Or, you could tell that she couldn't do the job already. And that was just all. So it's not just about picking that, word and saying it over and over and over again. Recruiters are not stupid and they're not dumb, so they can tell. And then commercial awareness. What business impact? I have hinted this already. And how do you show them the signal? The reason why I'm mentioning this at this layer is I want you to know the stories you can tell to ace this. And that's why Amdari Internship helps you. The interview prep session we have with you tells you and shows you how to interpret your experience into actual competence, how to show competence essentially, right? So when you want to show them that you have commercial awareness, you talk about revenue related stories, talk about cost saving logic, efficiency metrics. That's how you do it. The same thing for cultural integration. How do you show them that you will integrate smoothly? Structured communication. I said it earlier, it's not about capstone project, personal project, passion project. No. Have you worked with people? Have you been supervised? Right? And then there is stakeholder awareness, and then there is collaborative mindset. You need stories around this. I urge you today, I really urge you today to have this listed. You can do a screenshot, but you don't need to worry about screenshots. Again, if you missed it, my colleague is going to drop it again for you to fill the attendance form so that you can get this. I would need you to know that for every interview you go for, please make sure you don't omit any of this. It is all important. You need to check every mental box, right? Because, like I said earlier, it's competitive. Someone else can check this box, but they don't check commercial awareness box, and they don't check, cultural integration box, or they check cultural integration box. Let's put it this way: they check cultural integration box, they check confidence filter box, they check competence filter box, but they don't check commercial awareness, and they don't check execution maturity filter. They don't check it, but you check everything. So don't withhold anything. Sell yourself. It's your opportunity to toot your horn. So do it proudly, right? They want elite candidates. So if you're downplaying your competence level, you're being humble, you're being modest, you're not going to help yourself. So make sure that from today, please do not omit any of this in your interviews. Do not omit any of this. And this is just like a tip of the iceberg. In the internship, there is a whole lot of ways that you can break this down. So it's not about cooking up stories, please. That's why I said it. Amdari makes you a professional in practice, not on paper. So sorry. Amdari makes you a professional in practice, not on paper. All right. So it is very important for you to know how to stand out and show them that I am that candidate that can get the job done. Okay. So let's take a look at the next real quick. And I think I'll just play one video for us from Darlington. Now, I said it earlier, you need to be a candidate that can get the job done. This is going to be the last video for tonight. And trust me, I will take your questions very, very soon. Apologies, I have technical issues. I'll put on my videos back real quick, right? So let's listen to Darlington for just a few minutes. Let's say a minute plus, okay? So let's come here just a minute. Let's come here real quick and listen to Darlington. Just a minute, please. Okay. So if there is no audio, like I said earlier, kindly call my attention to it.
So congratulations, Darlington, on landing the role as HC Selection and Implementation Lead. That's the job title, right?
Yes, that's the job title, yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
It feels really good. The important part is you get to apply what you know. The knowledge we've been able to acquire seems to be nothing if you can apply it to a real world problem. So that's the most important part for me and what I'm excited about.
Amazing. So how would you say the experience at Amdari helped you land the role, like from the projects you worked on to the types of mentor you had and all that? How would you say that really, really contributed to you landing this role?
Well, in the interview, my background is data science and sales. So this role is more like a business analysis role. It's a mixture of different bits, but they were not looking for someone who was a business analyst per se, a project manager. They were looking for someone who had a bit of data science background, project management, business analysis. And funny enough, I had never heard of, I had never done anything on business analysis till I got to Amdari. And while I was there in the interview room, I was asked about things like mapping and how you scope the whole process. Just give us a rundown of what you would do if you were to start this role. And I just used everything I learned at Amdari. I spoke about the process, the to-be processes, the project charter, basically the terminology and the knowledge of what I learned very played a part in that interview. I seemed to be the person that gave them a clear idea of what they are going to achieve in a 1 year period, because they didn't know how to go about it. So they needed someone who was close to what they were looking for. And my knowledge from what I'd learned at Gary played a huge part in that interview, to be honest.
Okay. Please give me thumbs up if you heard what Darlington said. Give me thumbs up. Thank you very much, Ophelia. So exactly what he said just validated everything I've been saying about what recruiters look out for. They need you to show that you can get the job done. How do you do that? Exposure, impact, soft skills, mentorship, positioning, and interpretation. Now let's talk about it briefly. With exposure, you're able to show them that you have real project exposure, right? And in this case, with feedback. Then the impact aspect, and that's where your portfolio comes into the picture, right? And I'll show you a sample portfolio that we have at Amdari that any intern can have access to, right? And there are some that can have lifetime access to this portfolio, right? So your portfolio is how you can also show them that I have impacted businesses before. This was the result. This was the outcome. This was what I did. This was my role in the whole, picture. And then your soft skill. Remember, technical skill will get you in the system, but your soft skill will keep you in the role, right? And most times in today's interviews, that's why behavioral questions are very, very very important. They are taken seriously. So that's again their way of trying to picture your future behavior in the company, performance wise, personality wise. It is two things. They are testing you for two things during interviews. So any opportunity to also sell your soft skills, that soft skill that helps you stand out. Are you proactive? Are you a problem solver? Do you take initiative, right? All those little signs. Do you go above and beyond, right? Are you willing to stretch yourself just to make sure that you get the result that you want? Are you that kind of person? How do you tell them? For instances, that you can use to sell this side of you. Like I said, it's your opportunity to brag, so do it. gladly. And then mentorship is another way that you can help yourself. This is another thing you need. With mentorship, you're able to show that you've been led by somebody before. Remember what I said? I was working somewhere and I would be so happy that I had done something, and then I would get a feedback that would make me realize that, okay, this can actually be better. And guess what? It will get better. And I'm like, oh my God, who would have thought? Who would have thought that I could get to this point? And who would have thought that this result could even be way better than we have right now? So mentorship helps you understand that they know that there is more that you can achieve. So whatever it is that is getting you excited right now, trust me, you can do more than that. So with mentorship, you're able to stretch beyond what's going to impress you, right? And then there is positioning. How are you showing up? Are you showing up on platforms like LinkedIn as a learner, right, or a contributor? You need to show up as a contributor. If the kind of post you make is, I just completed this course, I just completed this certification, you are not positioning as a contributor, and they would not see you as a candidate that they can bring on board their team. And then let's take a look at interpretation. You've gained the experience, you've worked at Amdari. How do you interpret this in an interview? That's exactly why we also interview prep you. Now, I promise you, at the end of the day, some people will take certain actions, right, that is different from what they've been doing, while others will do something entirely different, something that would help them achieve a better result. So what am I talking about? Some people will go the route of, okay, let me just keep applying the way I have been doing, while others will say, oh, mommy, let me try this internship you're talking about. Let me see how it would help me. My story might change like Pedro. My story might change like Chinenye also, because that's what I want, right? Again, like I said, as an immigrant, you shouldn't be living just to survive. You should be living to compete. You should be in the system to compete. So for every time you delay, only something is happening, right? And that is you losing an opportunity. That is in terms of salary, right? And also your resume, it remains stagnant because there is nothing new that you're adding to it, and it will keep giving you the same result. And when you have limited information, how you improve your resume would also be limited. Then there is the career stagnation also. Without advancing your skill set, without advancing how you also gain knowledge, your career will be stagnant. So if you keep doing what you've been doing, this is what it means. So there is no need to give yourself a reason to say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next time, I'll do it. I believe you took a course. You took this. In fact, you've been on this call with me for an hour plus right now. I know that your time is precious. And personally, I actually appreciate you being on this call with me. That is why I am going to make it worth your while. Trust me. That's why this session is definitely one that you would say, I am glad that I was really here. So at the end of the day, we want to advance, we want to grow, we want to achieve certain things. So why should you just go back after listening to Omomi and do the same thing that you've been doing, applying tutorials, certifications? It's not going to help you get the job, because like I said earlier, it is not what shows the recruiters that you have the knowledge they need you to have. So switch it up. You've invested money, time in taking the course. Finish strong. Finish with an internship, because normally taking a course should transcend into gaining experience, not take a course and immediately let me start applying. You would just be getting a result that you do not desire, and not because you're not smart or intelligent, but because you don't have the knowledge they need yet. And like I said, I see the job market as further maths. Maths and maths in class is 1+1. Exam, it's board maths. Then in real life, it is sword, right? Further mathematics. So you need to see the job market as that also. Anything you do, no matter how intensive the course is, it is just an introductory part of what happens in that field. So switch up how you learn. Learning is good. Learning should be lifelong, but learning should not be the same way every time. And this internship is an opportunity to switch up how you learn. So what is your advantage, right? It's the survival spirit that you have, the survival mindset. As Blacks, as immigrants, as Nigerians, right? I don't know if everyone on this call is a Nigerian. That's why I'm also generalizing, right? As Africans, we have that survival mindset. And then there is the work ethic and the fact that we can adapt anywhere. So trust me, or rather, why are you struggling to get the job? Why are you surviving when you can really, really compete, right? So put yourself in a situation where you can compete. And that's why I'm urging you, take the right action after the end of the conversation today, so that you stand out, so that you stop surviving. And that's what you see right here on my screen. Some of our interns. I would like to show you their trajectory. This is what's her name again? Sandra. Again, this is their LinkedIn profile. I got it from their LinkedIn. You can also check it out. She interned as a GRC analyst, right? And she just took that leap of faith, just like you're on the call with me today. She interned with us as a GRC analyst. And guess what? She landed a job just 4 months into the internship with Hello DPO in London area, United Kingdom, as a data protection paralegal. Now, look at when she interned with us, March 2025, and she already resumed a new job in October, right? So trust me, there is a cost for delaying. And I always say this, for you to take that step to say, let me listen, let me join the session, then you know that it's because you need to take another step. Maybe something else has not been working. So just finish strong and save yourself that stress of having to apply over and over and getting the same results that is not desirable. This is also Judith. Judith interned at Amdari as a data analyst. Look at the career trajectory. She interned in May, got the same job title with renewable part, and that was 2025 September, and that was just 3 months in. So, and we have a lot of them. How many people can I really show you? Sorry, I repeated Sandra here. How many people can I really show you? So Betty is going to be the last, right? Another LinkedIn profile, and you can see the trajectory, everything publicly available. She interned as information technology project manager, and that was in January 2025, around this period. And in May, guess what? She already resumed a job with Echoes IT Limited in the United Kingdom. Now, within just 4 months, you've been on this call. In 3 months, you can also come back and say, I got a job. Is that possible? 1000% yes, it is possible, right? So, how can Amdari help you? Or rather, how can you take advantage of what Amdari has to offer? Can you do 2 courses at a time? Yes, you can if you're not so busy, but if you're busy so that your timing doesn't clash and then your meetings also don't clash, we always suggest that you do one at a time. But if you're not so busy, yes, you can do 2 at a time, right? So how can Amdari help you? Or again, like I said, how can you take advantage of all of the amazing stuff that Amdari is doing? It is simple. Just jump on the internship program and I would show you exactly how this plays out. Now, speaking of, sorry, I think I missed something here, but yeah. Speaking of reference, I talked about it earlier, right? In addition to everything you get in the course of this program, from you taking your course first, we spoke at the start of this. Have you taken a course? A couple of you said, yes, I have taken the course, which is amazing. Now, it is time for you to learn, right? And say that, okay, I am moving on to packaging my skills and then applying. If you don't have experience, you won't be able to package your skills. And this package point is the point where trust happens. That's where recruiters can say, I trust you to get the job done. And guess what? Amdari now solidifies it with the reference you see on my screen, which is one here. Olainka has nominated you to provide an employment reference for their application to Healthcare Island. Amazing, right? And this other one says the above named has been offered a position as a systems analyst with our company and has provided your details as a referee. Another amazing one. So this reference request comes in different forms and shapes. It can be before they get the job or after they get the job. It can be that they are requesting for us to send what's the word now? Reference form, or anyone they request for, we provide it, right? So what do you have to do? Just take the course. Simple, right? Just take the course first, which you said you have, and then join the Amdari program where we revamp your CV in addition to the experience you get, right? Or let me just rephrase, we make you a professional in practice, not on paper. Revamp your CV to reflect your capacity and competence level, optimize your LinkedIn to also make sure that everything you say on your CV aligns with your public information. And then we mentor you so it's easy for you to ace any interview, right? So it's easy for you to position yourself very well. And then we interview prep you again, so it's easy for you to ace any interview. The reference letter, so you tell them that I have backing, I have people who I have done this with, people just like yourself, employers here in the US, employers here in the UK, here in Canada, right? And we provide you with on-the-job support. Why? Because you have taken the course already, you also gained the experience, and you are just 2 months into the internship. You most likely will still need some form of support. Yes, we provide it. And lastly, yeah,
That's the last one. And then the CV Matchly platform, which I demoed for you already, and only 10 slots are available. All right. So how does the experience work? You come in for 4 months internship, work with teams. All right. You work with teams. You don't work alone. You don't work in isolation. What projects do you work on? You work on projects from our project partners. These project partners are businesses across the UK, US, and Canada, right? They share their projects with us. We assign it to our intern so that they can really have that real project experience, solving actual business problems. And like I said, some of these organizations are startups. We have AI platforms also. We have crypto platforms. We have healthcare platforms. We have, what's the word now? Fintech partners as well. And you're assigned your project. You work in your team. You don't work alone. You work together collaboratively or cross-functionally. Cross-functionally, when it's you and other people, right, within other departments, and then collaboratively within your department. That's exactly how it works. But you never work alone. And like I said, it's for 4 months. And within that 4 months, you're working on 5 to 6 projects, right? Each project takes 2 to 3 weeks, right? So one project can be 2 weeks long, depending on the scope of the project. Another project can be 3 weeks long, again, depending on the project. So how do you secure your spot? We have the next cohort starting on the 7th of March. Okay, starting on the 7th of March, and all you have to do is secure your spot easily and fast. How do you do that? I would share the enrollment link with you right now. You're in luck because we're running a discount, right? And the discount is webinar only discount, which is going to close in the next 24 hours. So you get to pay £390 instead of £500, thereby saving multiple percentage, right? 30%. So and the good thing is you get to pay just £100 to secure your spot today, because you can pay in 3 installments. So paying in 3 installments means you pay 1 installment today, you pay your next installment in a month's time, and then you pay your last installment in 2 months' time. Yes, okay, in dollars, and you can change currency also. So I would show you how to secure your spot, but before I do that, let me quickly show you something. All right, yeah. So another amazing part of this that I would like to tell you is the offer that I'm giving you on this call. Like I said earlier, I am going to make it worth your while. So if you secure your spot today, you would have lifetime career support access. Now, I showed us Jerry at the start of this. He got a job in the UK. Yes, 390. No, okay, no, sorry, £390. I'll show you in dollars real quick. I'll show you in dollars. Sorry. Yeah, I just realized that's what you mean. I'll show you in dollars real quick. So I talked about Jerry who got a job and still used Amdari recently to get a job in Canada. He moved in 2 weeks. He didn't have to start going round and round in circles. Oh, they need Canada experience. See how just that one decision he took with Amdari saved him so much time, right? So that's exactly how you can also save yourself the time, so you're not just doing the same thing every time without result. And then so that lifetime support is limited so that we can give proper attention to those who we're working with. So again, lifetime is a long time, so we can only take limited people. So for this one, it's until we're closing it in the next 24 hours because we're about to hit our mark for that. And then the head start to employability. So in case you want to have, any kind of session with our employability team before your internship starts, this also gives you that opportunity. It can be consultational, it can be assistance with your CV or reviewing your CV. You can get that access fast. This gives you head start, and within 4 weeks you're already applying to jobs, because by default we revamp your CV by week 5. By default, everybody gets that, but you can even have that earlier, right? And then the free 6-month CV Matchly access, which I already displayed for us as I spoke earlier. You have access to CV Matchly for free for 6 months. Only 10 more slots for this. Only 10 more slots for this. And then another thing I'd like to show you is the 30-day post-internship job sprint support. What does this mean? You don't get a job within 4 months. We would still provide you with support in terms of interview prep, in terms of, you applying actively to jobs. And remember, you still have your free access, right, to CV Matchly AI, unlimited access, which you get. So that's another beautiful thing. And lastly, the lifetime access to Amdari portfolio website. What does this portfolio website look like, right? So this is it.
It's a free portfolio website. It's like your personal website where you can have your projects. You can share the link with recruiters. You can have it on your CV. Now, what is so great about this portfolio is Amdari would give every intern access, yes, but other interns would have only 6 months access. After that, they would need to pay to still access it. But for those who would be securing their spot between now and tomorrow, because I have just 5 more slots for this, maintaining website for people for a lifetime access is going to be expensive. So we cannot incur the cost for a lot of people. That's why for this, we only have 5 more slots, because again, we're handling your domain name, we're handling your hosting, we're handling maintenance. You can easily change how the dashboard.
Hi, Ophelia. I think Omawami has network issues, so please just give her a minute and she'll be back soon. Hello, everyone. Please just give Omawami a few minutes. She has network issues at the moment, but she'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you.
Hi everyone, please continue to hear me. I am so sorry. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry. My Google Chrome just froze. I had to restart Chrome again, but I'm back now. Thank you for your patience, everybody. So I'll show you how to secure your spot real quick. Now I am done with the demo on that end. So like I said earlier, maintaining websites for a lot of people is expensive. So Amdari cannot incur the cost for a lot of people. So we have 5 more slots for that. So if you click on the link that my colleague has dropped, which I have also dropped, you'll be redirected to this page you see on my screen. Right here on this screen, you can select any program you want to enroll for. So you can either select data analytics, data science, whichever one you're going for. Click on apply for internship. So I'll click data science for the purpose of this demonstration. You can scroll down to read more about this program. Feel free to do that. You can also check out the different team leads that we have for this program from here, okay? So let's just scroll back up and click on apply. Once you click on apply, you'll be redirected to sign up. But because I have signed up, that's why you see this, but you would be redirected to sign up. It's very easy and fast. Just fill in your name, email address, phone number, and password. It will tell you that a code has been sent to your email. Check your email and come back to impute the token that was sent to your email in your browser. Paste it, submit, and you'll be here. Okay, so on this page, scroll down, okay, to confirm your enrollment, right? And it will tell you that the 30% discount has been automatically applied. So just don't worry about that and scroll down. When do you want to start? The one starting in March or the one starting in April? I always say what better time to start than yesterday, right? So for you to pay in USD, just click on this filter.
right, and select USD, and you see the amount right here. So instead of £600, you get to pay £530. Now, if you take a look at it from here, you can pay further discount. You can get further discount rather. So you get to pay 476 USD if you're making full-time payment. But if you want to pay in installments, you get to do it this way. All right. And just let's say you want to go with 3 months installments, click on apply. So once you click on apply, you will see that your first installment is just 177 USD. Your second installment, the same. Your third installment, the same. Now, this is just all summary of your personal information when you also want to start the installment plan you picked. And you can also extend your next payment date in case you don't want to pay on the 22nd of March, because by default, your next payment is meant to come in on the 22nd of March. So click on 30 first. Let's say you want to pay by the end of the month, or you can just select any date here and just save, right? But if you don't want to tamper with that, just leave it as is and scroll down. You see your payment breakdown. Come here, click on I confirm that my information is correct. I have read the terms and condition. Click here to go read it, by the way, and then click on pay. Okay, so once you click on pay, it would redirect you and tell you that your payment is successful, and all you have to do is to come to so let's hold on, just fill in your card details rather. Once you fill your card details, this is the amount that's going to be debited. So you fill it, click on pay. So because I won't be filling an actual card detail and I want to quickly play something for you, so I'll just come here, right, and just finish up that payment flow from here. So I'll just put it on ×2 so I can walk you through it verbally, right? So let me put it on full screen. So you see this is where we stopped. So you click on pay and then it tells you it's processing. It's done processing your payments. You get redirected to fill a particular form, which is this form. Select which program you are interested in. Okay, so select the program you paid for rather, and the skill level, beginner, intermediate, it doesn't really matter. Your country of residence, select it. Now, this is your payment being successful already. We just need you to set up your profile, okay? So gender, how you found out about Amdari, select it. If it's Instagram, LinkedIn, then what's influenced your decision? You can type it here. And then which of our sessions influenced your decision? You can also select the session. By virtue of being on this call with me today, please select Saturday info session, okay? You select Saturday info session and click on complete profile. Your payment is successful, and that is how you secure your spot. Just click on go to dashboard. I'm sure you won't see this, but in case you see this, just click on complete profile. You don't need to refill it, and then you would be redirected to your dashboard. On your dashboard, you can take crash courses. These crash courses are for people who have, taken courses for a while and they're struggling with they're struggling to remember, right? So it's perfect for refreshing your memory. And then we also have the billing page, which is where you come to see when next your payment is due, and you initiate the next payment from the button right here on the dashboard. Thank you all so much for your time and patience on the call with me today. It's been a great pleasure speaking to you all. I will take questions right now. I know that Oge asked for the USD amount, which I have shown you, and then you saw the discounts also. No, we have discounts, okay, which I showed earlier, right? So you can easily just secure your spot. You get to pay. Hi, JA, please go on with your question. So if you have any question for me, please raise your hand, everyone. If you have any question for me. All right, thank you very much. Hi, okay, JA. Canadian amount. Okay, just toggle like I showed us earlier. All right, just toggle like I showed us earlier. Let me come back and show you. Just a minute, please. Let me come back to the screen. So if I come back, just a minute. If I come back here, so I come here, you can see it right here, right? So you just click on CAD. So you can see the discount. It's from 940 to 733 CAD. So you can just come here, click on it, filter, and it just shows you. All right.
Hi.
Hi, JA.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I'm in America, I'm in Atlanta. So, how do you treat students that are in America? I know someone had this kind of similar question to me. She's in Canada.
Okay.
And I have a two-part question. One, I'm in America, and two, I
Okay.
have training, but I
Okay.
need the hands-on. So it's like
Experience.
more so for the,
Mm-hmm.
I got excited and interested because of the internship part. So
Okay.
those are my two interest areas. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, JA. So, how can we help somebody in America? The same way we've helped people who are in the UK, right? And also, we've been doing this for people in America also. Like I said earlier, right? We work closely with professionals who are in the UK, US, and Canada. The experience we give you also, cuts across all these locations. If you need our reference, if you need the one from the US side, we give you the reference from that end. You need the one from Canada, we give you the one from that end. So you build experience. The experience is universal, right? You're working, and that's why I said also our project partners are companies across the UK, US, and Canada. So you're building the needed experience, solving problems for these businesses. So that's exactly how we help. I don't know if there is something else you mean by how we help, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, of course, I started off in England. That's where I had schooled my first
Okay.
degrees from England, from Coventry University. And of course, when I was coming to America, it was kind of
Mm-hmm.
difficult to translate both my education and my work experience because, as large as America is, they're still a little ignorant and a little biased if it's not anything American based. You know what I mean? They
Mm,
frown upon it, they question a whole
yeah.
lot. So, so throughout your discussion, I was just trying to see. Yes, you did say
Mm-hmm.
you work with companies across, but I just don't know, like, to the extent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Amdari itself is a company registered in the US and also UK as well as Canada. So one major thing I'll tell you is your internship is directly under Amdari. It's not like you're going to be working, under placements with them. So you're working directly under Amdari. And the same way we helped Jerry, he used Amdari's experience when he moved to Canada just this year, right, from the UK. So that's the same way it can come in handy. He didn't have to redo his internship, right? Oh, I just moved to Canada. I need Canada experience. Can I start the internship? He did not have to do that. All he needed was just to list Amdari during his application, and that worked. At the end of the day, it's the quality of projects you've solved, the quality of problems you've solved, rather, right? And the quality of projects you've worked on, and the impact of your work, which is how exactly Amdari is also, helping.
Okay, perfect. I did see the numbers listed. Do you guys have like American numbers? This is in terms of references later
Okay,
on. I
yes,
mean,
yes, yes. So if
okay,
you need it, yeah. If you need it,
right.
we provide it.
Okay, thank you.
Or when you need it, yeah. Thank you very much. All right. I hope you'll be joining us, JA. We look forward to having you.
Yes, and the other part of the question is, say I already have my training and I completed and successfully passed my CompTI Security Plus certification. So it's
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna take your number so you can tailor specific my own like needs and wants, like just the internship part and the
Okay.
resume building and the interview
Okay.
preparation part. Because I know I really don't need that training again because
Okay, so
it
we
was
don't, we're not about training, we're about internship. Like everything Amdari is internship. The crash course I showed you is for people who might just want to take those courses
okay.
because it's been a while. Yeah, Amdari is
Not the
purely
crash
internship.
course from your the PowerPoint presentation at the first slide, the
Okay.
first chunk I saw learn. So and then I kind of joined late, but I think I
Okay, I
did
think I know the
recall
part.
seeing learn and then the part
Yeah,
the middle.
that was when I was talking about the strategy to get a job. You start
Okay,
with learning,
okay,
yes, then yeah, you package it when you get the experience, and then you apply to jobs.
all right,
Yeah.
got it.
Oh. Thank you very much, JA.
Thank you
Hi,
so much. My name is
yeah,
Georgia.
Georgia. Okay, beautiful name. All
Thank
right,
you
thank you.
for providing such. Yes, we do have a gap. I am
Yeah.
also, my mom is Nigerian, so
Oh,
yes, it's good. We do have a
mm-hmm,
gap when it comes to these things. We constantly playing catch up.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you very much, Georgia. Thank you so, so much for that.
Thank you.
And yeah, we look forward to having you in the program. So once you secure your spot, ensure you fill the form. All right. If you need to speak to us, please feel free to reach out to us also. And we will definitely attend to you. Okay.
Most definitely. Thank you for sure.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. So yeah, bye. All right. Ophelia, hi. I think your hand is next. Yeah. Hi, Ophelia. Hello. You're muted if you're speaking, Ophelia. Okay. I don't think Ophelia is here. Hi, Sonny. Can you hear me? Hello, Sonny. Hello.
Can hear you. Hello?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Omowumi. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How about
Nice.
you?
I'm fine. Nice presentation. Even though I was a
Thank you
bit
very
distracted by my kids, but I enjoyed the
much.
part that I heard. Okay.
Thank you.
Let me just be straight with you. I came from a banking background from back from home. I currently reside in Canada. I came from a
Okay.
banking background, but when I came here, I decided to study on my own to do CBAB
Okay.
PMP, and I was able to pass those two certifications last year, CBAB and PMP, right? But I've tried to get a job in any of those areas. I've not been able to get a job. Then
Okay.
apart from that, in Canada here, they pay too much emphasis on Canadian experience, Canadian experience, Canadian experience. How can this cohort help me overcome this Canadian experience thing? Because every time I try to apply, somehow I even still feel very inadequate. I just feel unqualified, within myself. Each time I try to, put in for a job or apply for a job.
Mm,
So, but the
yeah.
major problem is how can this cohort really help me overcome this Canadian experience thing?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that, Ophelia. So just the same way I explained this to Georgia when I was speaking to her. Sorry, something fell. Yeah, so just the same way I was speaking to Georgia when I was explaining
Yes, I
the
can hear you.
experience. Yes. Can you say that again?
I said I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so the experience at Amdari covers every every region, right? So experience itself is universal. And what we do here is to make sure that the projects you work on, they cut across companies that we partner with. These companies are our project partners, right? So, and they are located in the US, UK, and Canada. Dari is also located in Canada. In fact, headquartered in Canada,
Oh,
located
nice.
in the UK.
Great.
Yeah, located in the UK also. So that's majorly how we also help you gain the experience that you need. And when I'll still reference to Jerry again. Jerry interned at Amdari last year. He was living in the UK at that time. Now he moved. Guess
Oh,
what? He had no reason to start saying, "Oh, can I re-enroll so I can gain the UK, so I can gain the Canada experience?" He didn't have to do that. All he just had to do was use Amdari during his application because
mm,
Amdari is registered in Canada. Again, like I said, we are even headquartered in Canada, so it
okay.
just works. So your reference will just carry our Canada address. So the same thing that I was explaining to Ophelia, if she needs or when she needs the US address or the US reference rather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, one more question. Which is my best shot? The
Okay.
CBAB, I'm sorry, business analysis or PMP? Which is my best shot?
Okay, so I'd like to ask you one quick question. Have you taken a course in any of them?
Yes, the business analysis. Yes, both of them I've taken a course in both of them. Even though when I was doing that of the PMP, the emphasis was on what they call scheduler. So though I read a lot of things on my own and understood a lot of concepts and a lot of things, but it's the practical knowledge that I don't have, and you know.
Okay. All right. So when it comes to deciding on either of them, right, one thing I always say is to look at your career goal first off. Yes, I would give you some recommendations that can easily make it, that can make it easy for you to narrow down your decision to one of the two. Now, these two career paths are in high demand. Okay. Both of them are in high demand. Now, how do you decide on which one to go for? If I were you, if I were in your shoes, I
Hmm.
will go with the one that resonates with not just my personality, right, but also my career goal, right? So, as a project manager, you're managing teams, you're managing projects, creating risk register, creating project charter, right? And working with a fraction of what makes an entire company. Why do I say a fraction? Because it can be just one project at a time, right? But as a business analyst, you're handling the end-to-end operations of that company, and you're using data to make those decisions. You're working on the recommendations you got from, if you have a data analyst on that team or a
Hmm.
business intelligence analyst on that team, you're working with the recommendations, you're implementing those recommendations to improve the processes of the company, to make it more efficient, right? So that's what you're doing as the business analyst. So for the business analyst role, it's more all encompassing in comparison to project manager. Yeah, both of them, you're managing teams. But now, as a business analyst, you also get to interact more with the stakeholders, right? And it's a more senior level role when you compare it to the project manager. So it's, again, like I said, it's now about which one resonates with you. Now you have to be you have to have business acumen, no doubt, as a business analyst. And then you need to have data literacy, right, to function properly as a business analyst. I know there are some courses that do not okay. Okay. I know that there are some courses that don't necessarily stress much on the analytical side of business analysis. And I've spoken to people that I would typically ask them, oh, um did you cover anything analytics in your course? And they'll tell you, oh, I didn't do that, right? So one major thing I'd like you to understand is, in this case, you would need to be very analytical in your approach as a business analyst. So I don't know if your course covered data analytics, did it?
No, it didn't.
Okay. So it's very important for you to have that analytical background. Our own experience, the work experience program at Amdari, covers that. But guess what? The crash course also helps you achieve anything you want to achieve in that area. So it's not a deal breaker if it didn't cover it. Trust me. It's just about you picking which one resonates with you. So again, like I said, if you look at the job boards, we have more project manager roles in comparison to business analyst roles, but are they both in high demand? Yes. But when you compare, one has more openings than the other, and then one favors entry level more, and that is project management also, right?
Oh,
So that's just another way to look at it. So you just, weigh these different options and then see which one would be best for you. But then again, they are all, and I can't tell you that, oh, this one pays more, because trust me, a business analyst in another company might not earn as much as a project manager in another company, right? But yes, do we have the standard industry salary threshold? Yes, it exists, right? But I think this should be enough for you to make your decision. Are you good? Or do you
yeah.
want me to? Okay.
Good. What time is the this cohort? Like time, what is the timing?
Okay.
Not the
Yes,
day
yes.
and the timing.
Yeah,
Is it
that's
morning or evening or
okay.
night? What time?
Okay, so that's a very valid question. So it is actually very flexible. it's not morning, it's not afternoon, it's mostly night. And the reason why it's night is because a lot of our professionals in this program, they are always occupied with work already. They are career switchers, they are students, so their schedule already takes the chunk of their early, hours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very flexible, no doubt. You're expected to commit a minimum of 1 hour daily to this program. But even though you're committing a minimum of 1 hour, again, I didn't say the only hour is 1 hour. No, I am saying minimum. So that means if you can commit 2 hours, amazing. 3 hours, even perfect, right? And if you can do more than that, that's awesome. So it depends on how your schedule permits you. Now, you've worked on the program like so. This is how, sorry, I said you worked. So this is how your schedule permits 2 hours, 1 hour. Great. Now, twice that week, you meet with your team, right?
Okay.
Remember, I said you don't work alone and you don't
Mm.
work in isolation. So twice that week, you meet with your team. And that meeting, the essence of it is for you to align, sync, move the needle, synergize, everything that has to just do with working with people. That's
Mm.
what the team is about. So working with people and the project you're working on. So where are we? What have we completed? What are we struggling with? What's the blocker? And your team lead is in every of this call. So you are not doing this alone. You're not, it's not just
Somebody's
all
walking
intent.
us through it. Yeah.
Yes. So it's not just all intense trying to figure out what and how. No, it is all of you doing it together and interacting with your team lead, right? So that's exactly how this works also. So that meeting is twice a week. So it can be Mondays and Fridays, it can be Thursdays and Tuesdays. Amdari does not influence that time for you or the day. It is going to be you and your teammates that will decide that, okay, it seems this day works for us. It seems this time works for us. So you let your team lead know that this is the time we have agreed to work with. Then your team lead shows up, works with that time, shows up for every meeting throughout your internship based on that time and day. Now, you might say, okay, yes, that's twice a week. What happens, Omaomi, the remaining 3 days? That remaining 3 days, you can work on your task at any time of the day. So you know how you would work in a team, but you still have your own side of the task that contributes to the larger goal, right? So that's how it works in this case also. So it's a divide and conquer case. So you have your task assigned, you know what you're to do, right? And if it's maybe your deliverable depending on someone else's deliverable, you guys will be communicating also, right? And if it's another person's deliverable depending on yours also, you guys would also communicate. So that's exactly how it happens. So it's very flexible. Then the other 2 3 days, again, like I said, you just show up any time of the day that works for you. It can be morning your time, afternoon your time. You have WhatsApp group, drop messages on those WhatsApp groups and say, oh, I have completed this, I have completed that, I am working on this, I am struggling with this. Just communicate exactly what's happening at that point in time as you work on your project. And then your team lead attends to everything, and then your teammates also. So you have a WhatsApp group. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. You have a WhatsApp group where you all also discuss this very important conversation. So it's for your team and it's for you guys to just, work collaboratively and aligned. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Am I
Thank you.
able to talk now? This is Ophelia.
Yes, thank you very much, Ophelia. I hope you'll be joining us soon.
Yes, so my
Okay.
question is based on the cohort. I know you said you had one starting in soon and the other in April, one starting in on the 6th of March. I'm not able to do any of the two immediately because experience trying to combine two things lately
Okay.
don't work for me
Okay.
because
Okay.
I'm a growing mind. I have children,
Mm.
and so
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get in and not get the
The
maximum
value.
value
Yeah.
of, yeah, so because I
Yeah.
want to see results. I have actually had a lot of learning, so I feel like the internship is the very best for me because this is what I need. Even though I've had one internship already, which was kind of like a pay um
an internship with pay, because when I graduated my course, I was able to do that. But I did not really get what I wanted. I felt like I was convinced to do what I was doing, and I had to do it. But I really want to do something with passion, with what I love to do. So as much as I would love to join right now, I can't. So I want to know when after the April will be the next one that you will have.
Okay, so the next one is going to be in May. So we have it every month. So if
Okay.
you miss the one in April, if you miss the one in May, you can join, another one. So it's it's actually every month we have it.
Okay. Okay. That sounds well. And also, would your discounts be running, or is it just for now?
Okay, the discount I talked about is just for now, and I
Okay.
would have said you can use it, but it's only for people who want to use it in April.
Okay. Okay. All right, then I will be praying that this council comes up for May so that I'll be able to take that advantage.
All right, that's fine.
Mhm.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Ophelia. That's
Thank you,
okay.
sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
very much.
you. All right, so we would be wrapping up shortly, but I'll
Oh,
still take the
sorry, I
other
have a
hands I
quick
see up.
question, love.
Have a
Yeah. I'll still
question.
take. Yeah, I'll take your question. Don't worry, I'll take your question.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, just in case for others on the call, my colleague would drop a link for clarity, so you can speak to us within the week, right? If I don't get to speak to you on this call today, but I would speak to the people whose hand I see up. I see resource, I see Shale. So once I'm done speaking to resource and Shale, that would be all for today. But please, I'll definitely want to still hear from everyone else. If you're securing your spot tonight, amazing. Do not forget what I said earlier. The what's it called now? The discount is only for this weekend, and also the slots that we have limited for lifetime access to the career support, lifetime access to the portfolio website, and also free 6 months CV Matchly access. So if you'd like to secure your spots with the first installment, you're using USD, it's just $177, right? So, and your next payment will be in a month's time. So please, yeah, fastest finger first. And yeah, so let me move on to the next question. All right, you can go on now.
Hello.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, good evening. Okay, so I wanted to ask
Evening.
because what I'm interested in is the data analyst internship. And I wanted to, because I've done an internship before, and I didn't, like the other lady said, I didn't really get full value from it. Most times when I have an interview and they're asking me questions about cloud, because most of the things were self-taught. I just went online and, did courses and stuff. So when they ask me questions on cloud, or, uh, they want me to give them scenario-based answers, it's always a bit difficult for me and everything like that. So I want to know your
Mhm.
data analyst internship, will it encompass
Mhm.
uh the cloud, the tools like the Power BI, Tableau.
Yeah.
I know for cloud in America here, they always ask you if you know how to use Snowflake or something like that. Then what other thing again? That they always ask for. So I just want to know what your data analyst internship entails, because the last one I did, it was basically just SQL and what's it called, and Power BI and Excel. And to be honest, that really didn't do anything for me.
All right, thank you very much for that, Shio. So, let me address what you said earlier because I just remember that I didn't address it for Ophelia regarding, experiencing this kind of thing before and you didn't get um what you paid for. So yes, we've heard this time and time again. We know that it's normal for people to pay for services in some places and they don't provide that value that you paid for. So for Amdari, the best, like I honestly always say, right? I can't say more than all that I have said before, except I just want to now start making things up, right? So for us, we don't plan to fold after 1 year. We don't plan to fold after 2 years. And the best way to do it is you say this is what you do, you say this is what you deliver, then make sure that you live up to that expectation or even beat it. And that's what we live by. And for us, this is definitely something we want to do for a very long time. And the impact is something that is exciting. The experience is something that is exciting. Imagine seeing people go from, I couldn't even ace an interview, to landing roles, people having career transformation as a result of what Amdari is doing. Somebody going from, I I have never worked as a SOC analyst, to getting an OT operations, OT security role and sponsorship as a result of that. So all of this success has really made us know that, okay, not only are we solving a valid problem, just like Georgia also validated, right, when she spoke, but we're also doing it the right way. Like the structure is really working because people are getting jobs. So Amdari doesn't promise and then we fail, right? And I'm giving you my word on this call. All you have to do is just give it a try. Like I said, if I say anything in addition to all I have said so far, it will just be as if I'm making things up, right? So trial would definitely convince you, to make you see that, okay, your mom said this. And I mean, I was speaking to somebody 2 days ago and he was like, some things, transpired. He called, we picked, we responded, and he was like, you guys are really changing the narrative. I'm impressed. And I was happy to hear that. Like, I was really happy because I am sure that is somebody who has been beaten once or twice or a couple of times, and maybe this is like his last resort. Like, okay, let me just. But then, I mean, people are putting in their hard-earned money and you're trying to be, smarter in a way that is not smart. That's not good, right? So Amdari doesn't do that. So I'm assuring you and I am giving you my word on this call. So that's to just, I like I said, I remember that I didn't address that when Ophelia asked. So I needed to just cover both. Now, the tools that we cover in the course of this internship, simple. Yes, we cover beyond SQL, and I can't remember the other one you said you did, but we cover Tableau, we cover Power BI, we cover AWS also, and we cover Excel. Microsoft too also, you have access to that. So we give you vast tool experience, and we don't stop there. We also introduce you to new technologies, because one thing that can always make you stand out and to stay abreast of the trends in your space and your industry is how familiar you are with tools. So we have the Google Cloud tool, also GCP. We have Lucas Studio. We have PostgreSQL, not just SQL, and there is also Azure and AWS, right? And we have so we have a couple of tools like that. So so there's also Amazon Athena and Redshift. I think I was speaking of Redshift when I was discussing something about creating Redshift cluster and not shutting it down and all of that. So trust me, there are a couple of tools like that that you would definitely get exposed to in the course of the internship. So no, it's not just SQL or the basic familiar ones, Power BI, and that's all. It's a whole lot of that. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, I don't know if it's me. I can't hear you very well.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. It just goes faint, but I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. So last thing before I leave, is there
Okay, so hi everyone. Is it just me? Because she goes faint in between.
No,
Just give
can
me
you
thumbs
hear
up
me?
if
I think it's the
okay.
tone of my voice, so Abby. Can you
Okay.
hear me better?
No,
Let
it's
me
not
increase
your
the volume.
voice. So I can hear you clearly, but I think it's your network, or I really can't place it, but it's not your voice. Your voice is audible, but it goes really faint and we stop hearing you.
Oh, maybe.
I, th-
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
I
think you
don't
go
know.
in and out.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm just finding that
yeah.
out. I don't know. I'll check that out.
But it has
So the
stopped, funny enough.
last thing I wanted to say is we are looking for a job, especially I don't know of other people, but me, I'm in America and it's been very hard getting a job.
Okay.
Uh so I don't know what you can do for us because this over $500, it's a bit
Mm,
much, to be honest.
okay.
I really, really want to do the really, really want to do it, but
Okay.
that's seeming like, and I want to join this. You said March.
Yeah, so March 7th.
That's seeming like for someone
Yeah.
for a job. That's seeming like a lot of money. So what can you
I
do for us?
I agree with you. I'm in America
Okay.
and I'm
If I
So
looking
want to
for
be
that.
logical here, 380 pounds is the same as $380 if you're looking at it, because if you're not exchanging it, you
okay.
understand what I'm
So can
saying?
I quickly come in here?
Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay, so I get you, and honestly, that's why the payment is very, very flexible, right? You can pay in 3 installments, and you can see that the price is also discounted. So it's not the full price you're paying, and that's why we also said, okay, let's make it easy for people to still be a part of this, right? Don't pay all at once. Pay once every month, right? Your first installment this month, your next installment next month, and then your last and final installment in 2 months' time. So you're able to spread it across 3 months. So the flexibility is also part of it. And if you look at it, with everything you'll be getting in this program, right? The portfolio, which was, like I said, lifetime access, and that would incur a lot of costs, domain name, hosting, and all that. We partnered with CV Matchly, that also came at a cost. So all of that, just to make sure that, okay, you are that professional that is able to be well positioned and able to ace an interview, right? So we're doing all of this to make sure that you you stand that high chance to get a job. So trust me, we're also incurring a lot on that end just to make sure that this works out perfectly for you. The team leads you work with, the different mentors you get to speak with in the course of the internship. So I promise you it's going to be worth your while. Trust me, it is going to be worth your while. I get where you're coming from, and I totally understand, which is why, like I said, there is discount, which is also why we have gone on to say pay in installments. Don't pay all at once. So yeah.
Thank you,
I'm
Amon.
really yeah, you're welcome.
I just want to say that um things are really hard though, but
Mm.
I have paid close to $4,000 for
Wow.
a course that did not really do anything to change anything.
Mm.
So I just wanted to share that. I know things are hard, but I'm not saying that the what we are paying here is not up there. But
Mm-hmm.
comparing to what I have paid in the
I
past,
understand. Yeah.
if I was ready to do it now, I would have paid upfront. I'm
Mm.
just yeah. So
Yeah.
I just want to encourage those who are ready now to do it. That's all I'm trying to
Thank you
say.
very much, Ophelia. Exact. I'm so sad that you're starting in 2 months' time, also. But I mean, we're here, and anytime you're ready, we would always be here, right? So, which is great. So, you guys here, Ophelia, honestly, this is not as expensive as other programs that would not even give you half what Amdari is giving you. And I can boldly say that any day, anytime, right? So, it just takes you experience others to know that all that I am saying, all that I am sharing is unique to Amdari. The way we do it, the scale at which we do it, right, and the value you get from it also, and the level of investment and commitment that we at Amdari put into making sure that you get exactly what you're here for, which is career transformation, experience, employability, and everything in between, right? So, yeah, listen to Ophelia, guys. Listen to Ophelia.
Hello.
Hi, Elvis.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm going to sound like um I'm taking you back, but I
It's
kind of
okay.
missed out on some things.
Okay.
Um, some of us have like backgrounds and experiences that are close to some of the things that you're offering.
Okay.
Things like project management and the likes. But like a lot of people have said here this evening, there's a gap between finding a job here and coming from other climes, because there's always this question of having Canadian experience, for example. So I was just wondering, because for me particularly, I think the most value I'm seeing so far is that I'll be able to have something on my resume which says that I have some kind of experience
Right.
working where I am now. So I was just wondering, how will this be reflected in a resume? Would it say I worked somewhere for 4 months,
Okay.
the duration of this training, or how would that be reflected?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So it's not going to reflect training, it is going to reflect work experience as a consultant, right? So it's like working in an agency. So I used to work in an agency. My resume carried the agency name, but then we worked with different clients. So I don't need to list those clients as the companies where I worked, right? So I don't need to list them under my experience. It fell under the responsibilities of what I did. So, oh, did this for this business in this industry. So that type of thing. But of course, focusing on metrics and impacts, that's how we do it for you, right? So on your CV and your resume, sorry, tautology, on your CV and your LinkedIn, it is going to have diary. So let's say you're coming in as a project manager. I heard you say something project management. So let's go with that. Let's say you're coming in as a project manager. Your CV is going to carry project management consultant at Amdari, right? And then right there, you can now list the different projects you worked on, or did this for this, created a project initiation planning for this fintech company, created this software implementation for this health tech company, for this AI system for that. So that's how your CV is going to convey or portray your experience. So it's what you've done first, and then we make it reflect on your CV, which is why I kept saying, first, we make you a professional in practice. We don't just make things up because, oh, guess what? We know what the ATS wants to see. We know how to make your CV ATS compliant, because we know that. We just cook things or put it on your CV, then no. First, you would get the work done, and then we optimize and update your CV. Now, so that's done by week 5. And by week 5, you've worked on 2 projects. Okay, you've worked on 2 projects by week 5. Now, by week 6, you start applying to jobs. But guess what? You still have more projects you would work on in the course of the internship. So does that mean? No, it means it would be updated to your CV. Okay, so the fact that only 2 projects was updated before you started applying to jobs does not mean that's the only thing that would be there. So yes, Amdari is going to be on your CV. It's going to carry project management consultant, and then it is going to carry the job description, or sorry, the roles and responsibility and the results, right, as the key metrics and the impact of the work that you did for those companies rather. So that's what your CV would carry. Does that answer your question, Elvis?
Oh yes, it does. It does to a great extent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Elvis. I hope you're joining us also.
Yeah. In fact, I was going to um concur with the lady who said that the costs might be on the high side, given that I think most people who are here would, I'm assuming, are still trying to find their feet or trying to get their dream jobs. So yeah, we are pretty much um, in the same space, and I don't know if the discount has been applied or if there are concessions for payments that may apply as we go along. I don't know. But
Okay, the
what I can
discount has
say,
been
what I can,
applied from the website,
okay,
and there are no hidden charges. What you pay now is all you pay. There are no hidden charges.
I'm
Did
listening.
you get that?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
yeah. So there are no hidden charges. What you pay now, and like I said, the discount has been applied, so it's not like you're going to incur any extra cost, and you pay in installments, as said, right? So yeah.
Okay, so if I were to join,
Mm-hmm.
and I will, if I were to make payment to
Yeah.
start, when is the earliest, and how do I get in touch to make this? If I want to get,
Payment.
um, yeah, if I want to get in touch with Dari, is it through the
Okay.
website, or is there
Okay.
like a contact person that you talk to
Yes,
secure?
so my colleagues are on the
Mm.
call right now. So Angel or Alexandra. Alexandra, please just drop your number. So Alexandra is going to drop her number and then you can just reach out to her. So she would definitely help you with your enrollment or anything you need help with. So Alexandra, please drop your number and yeah. So you can reach out to us through Alexandra Elvis.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Sonny, so sorry I missed your message. You said, will you optimize our CV and LinkedIn? And Adeza has responded already. Adeza is one of the co-founders at Samdari. Says, yes, you will have your LinkedIn optimized. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much, Adeza. So, sorry, Sonny, I missed your message. Hi, Ife.
Hello. Okay. Okay, sorry. Just wanted to add to what Mommy said. So, Elvis, if you visit the website and you just scroll down to the bottom of the website, you'll see all the numbers, the phone numbers that you can. I'll probably just go on my laptop. Okay, I'll probably share my screen so I can walk you through it, or maybe your mom can do that. So if you go to the bottom of the website, you have all information that you're looking for: email, phone numbers, and all the things that you need if you want to reach out to us. But like Omomi also rightly said, one of our colleagues have dropped the phone numbers on the call, and then you can just reach out to us there also. But better still, somebody will still definitely you'll still get an email from us. There are different ways and different channels in which you can reach out to us. Now, in terms of the cost implication, I think what most people look at the initial cost, like the initial cost of starting something, and not looking at the opportunity cost of what they will get in return. Now, you're investing £390, which is roughly about 500 plus dollars or thereabouts. Okay. Now, you're working with us, and we are guaranteeing that we work with you until you get a job. Now, your first salary is we're ranging it between 70 to 80, or let's say between 80 to 100K. You get a job that's, let's say, even in this case, you get a job that's $80,000. Now, your first salary is not even up to what you're investing in your learning capacity, in your learning journey, in you getting a job. All right. So you're concerned about $500 when the upside is way significant than what you are, investing in yourself. So, but if somebody tells you today, Elvis, invest $1,000 or $1,000 and you get back, before the end of the year or in the next 6 months, you're going to get $5,000. It sounds very good. It sounds good. Okay. You're getting a good chunk of your money back, and even with